friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
He killed her husband at 50 years, but woman felt led by God to hug and forgive him. Written by Michaela Gordoni, read by Julie Provost. Regina Johnson transformed a courtroom in the life of a young man when she felt led to forgive him after he killed her husband. Regina was married to her spouse, Charles Chuck Johnson, for 50 years. He died last year when 24-year-old Joseph Tillman hit Chuck with his vehicle while under the influence of Galaxy gas, a kind of nitrous oxide drug. "I don't think I've ever seen the wife of a victim hug the defendant where they killed somebody," said Cherokee County Superior Court Judge Tony Baker. Chuck had been riding his electric bike when he was hit. He was rushed to the hospital but died a week later from his injuries. Joseph, whom Regina called Joey, apologized and pled guilty in the Georgia courtroom on August 7th. Regina went over and embraced Joey in a long moment. She placed her hand on the back of his head and whispered that God loved him and she forgives him. "Joey doesn't know yet how much God loves him," she said. "Joey needs healing of things in his past, as we all do. That is our heart and prayer." As she hugged him, several people in the courtroom immediately began crying at seeing Regina have such compassion. Regina says God told her that he needed a mom hug. Joey repeatedly told her as they hugged, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." In Joey's statement during his sentencing, he said, "I've committed to the long road of making amends. I've entered rehab, embraced sobriety, began the hard, humbling work of healing. I know I do not deserve peace when I've caused so much pain, and I pray that you hear my heart when I say I am truly, completely sorry." Joey pled guilty to 3 counts of homicide by vehicle, a felony hit and run, making a false statement, DUI, and reckless driving in a non-negotiated plea. He was sentenced to 20 years, with the first 3 in prison. The sentence was suspended on the condition that Joey complete a 2-year inpatient rehab program. Joey's lawyer, Paul Gudani, said that Joey changed his way of life and seems like he's on a trajectory to continue to move forward with his life in a positive way. Chuck and Regina's daughter, Brittany McCarthy, gave a statement in court. "I will always be the daughter of a man that you killed," she addressed Joey. "I will be the daughter whose heart you shattered. A life you forever changed because of your choice to do drugs while driving. You became a deadly weapon, and my father paid the price with his life." One of Chuck's friends spoke about how remarkable he was. "Chuck was a friend who loved life, Jesus, family, theological discussions with me in various places in the world, and gentle honesty has immensely enriched my life," they said. Regina, true to her word, felt led by God to show forgiveness to the young man whose reckless decisions took the life of her husband. She expressed it verbally and through a compassionate hug that touched Joey and all of those who witnessed it. What an incredible faith-filled woman.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while paying for overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is an alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to health insurance with a biblical solution. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
Minnesota High School celebrates 100 years with former and current students of all ages. Written by Michaela Gordoni, read by Julie Provost. This month, a Minnesota high school celebrated 100 years with hundreds of alumni and current students. The school hosted a weekend of festivities to make the time memorable. The city of Minneapolis even joined in on the fun by declaring August 1st, 2025, Washburn High School Day. The school was founded in 1925 and has had over 100,000 graduates since then. As part of the event, it included some of its favorite graduates, one of whom was a NASA administrator, Robert Cabana. "I think it's really neat to be recognized by the people that you grew up with. that think you did something special, Robert said. My education here at Washburn, that got me into the Naval Academy, and that set me on my way to be a naval instructor, a test pilot, and an astronaut. Many older folks who attended the school in their youth attended the celebration. The oldest alum to attend the event was 101 years old, a 1942 graduate. This community is really, dear to all of our hearts, says Tom Coleman, quarterback for the 1977 state champion football team that was inducted into the Hall of Fame. We played for each other. We really loved each other. Just the foundation of this place taught me how to be resilient in life. At the event, 5-time Grammy winner Jimmy Jam Harris was given an honorary diploma. He had dropped out of Washburn as a teen to pursue music. The artist said that this diploma was the best of the awards and honors he received because his father, Cornbread Harris, was there to see him get it. Students of the high school put together photo collages and gave history tours. There was also live music and speeches from alumni. It's really a big all-class reunion, said Washburn's principal, Dr. Emily Elijah Palmer. One of my teachers noted that alumni especially love to tell stories about the time they got in trouble. That's a fun theme we're seeing, but overall, people have great memories here. It's been so fun to connect with folks. 3 former cheerleaders from the class of 1958, Judy, Marcia, and Janet, reflect on their Washburn days. Back in those days, we couldn't wear pants to school, only skirts, and on Fridays, if there was a football game, you could wear slacks, but they had to be wool, Judy said. No jeans. That's why I wore jeans today. I couldn't before. And try walking 1.5 miles to school in the wintertime in a dress, Marcia said. The best part about going to Washburn was the camaraderie of the class. Their class has a reunion every 5 years. One reason we had them every 5 years, if you recall, was to keep track of people, because people moved, and if you didn't get them often enough, in 10 years they were long gone. You'd never find them again, Judy said. Janet says their graduating class was pretty close. Of course, we never had cell phones, so we always talked to each other, she said. Janet said of Washburn's history, it's really something to be proud of. It is indeed something to be proud of. It's wonderful that so many people from this Minneapolis community look back positively on their school days and celebrate history together.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
Hi, everyone. Super Bowl champ Vernon Davis here from Legal Help Center. If you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, listen up, because we have legal professionals standing by right now to answer your questions for free. You can find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Vernon. You heard it, folks. If you've been injured, call and find out how much you qualify for. Call 800-497-4410. Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.